Hi, I'm Dean Hankey, and you're listening to A Shark's Perspective.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining A Shark's Perspective. I'm Kenneth Kinney, but friends call me Shark. I'm a keynote speaker, a strategist, a shark diver, host of this show, and your chief shark officer. Are you of the mindset to serve? For many, it's not an easy shift, especially when they start thinking about profit well before they think about providing value. But after all, when did be nice and do good become a marketing strategy? For a lot of people in a lot of businesses, it's very common not to show any significant care, and they forget the value of helping others. But if you are investing more in others and making more deposits in people and your brand and in your marketing, and making more deposits than withdrawals, then you may have just uncovered something magical in service and a winning formula that shows that care is very profitable. You might then be treating them as VIPs where care is magic. Dean Hankey is a veteran show business expert and entrepreneur, a performer, a presenter, marketing magician, a SpeakTacular, EnterTrainer, and ImpleMentor, with over 50 years of experience and over 30,000 presentations. And on this episode, we will discuss the method of show business to grow business, service, proving that it works, selfless over selfish, marketing in the entertainment industry, the performer mindset and the producer mindset, Care is Magic principles, a 3-step VIP process to success, magic marketing, casino life in Reno, spelling no correctly, a mind-reading toilet, he'll have to explain that one, creating your own packed and profitable events, speaking sharks, other sharks, handkerchiefs, David's Magic, the buffets, Lost Industries, and a lot more. So let's tune into a magical Dean with a magical shark on this episode of A Shark's Perspective. Dean Hankey, welcome to A Shark's Perspective. Tell us a little bit about you and your magical background.
First of all, delighted and excited, absolutely and always. Certainly. Dean Hankey, the Dean of Success, professional weirdo. That is my deal. Spent most of my life as a professional paid performer. And you've no doubt heard the phrase starving artist, right? And there's one joke. It's a bad one, but here it is. What's the difference between a performer and a pizza? Yeah, pizza can feed a family of 4. Sad, but unfortunately true, right?
Yeah.
You know, in an arena best recognized for his failures, right? So, and I was making a really good living doing my magic when all the other performers were starving their keisters off, and they began to come to me and ask me how it is I was doing it. So I simply helped them. This is like when I was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, touring literally around the community, helping groups and organizations. So I made my living as a professional stage performer, casino, corporate, cruise ship, that kind of thing, for well over 40 years. And I decided that, hey, if I could make a difference in people's lives in 90 minutes, I could give them a mental respite by entertaining them for a few moments, or I could transform the quality of their forever with some insight and information. So I began to leverage my speaking business, and now I speak, preach, teach, nag all over the world on all things show business to grow business.
So your show business life, most of it was producing magical acts?
Yeah.
In Reno, in that area? Is that kind of where you settle into?
Yep, mostly magic and illusion, like think David Copperfield. We made Ferraris float and vanish midair and sawed people into multiple pieces and all that kind of stuff. And we had one of the largest touring magic and illusion shows, and we toured all over the world. And then, of course, spent 20 of those years inside of casinos in the showrooms doing the same thing. Did a bunch of other things, I suppose, magic shows, game shows, hypnosis, certainly a recorded artist. So I would sing and when you're a performer, you got to do what you got to do, right? So that's what I did.
What was your best trick?
My best trick was Big John, the telepathic toilet. It was a mind-reading toilet trick, believe it or not. And I know But it was obviously a comedy routine, but the actual prop was built by Sid and Marty Krupf. Remember those guys?
Yeah,
HR
yeah.
Puff and stuff, right? And so the toilet lid would up and down. He'd say, "Hey, John, how you doing?" Goes, "Well, I'm feeling like crap," or whatever, and all this other stuff, and say. So anyway, it was fun, funny, again, professional weirdo. Hello.
Okay. Well, so, we met through Clubhouse,
Yes,
and I don't remember if it was in a marketing room or if it was in a speaking room, but I know a lot of what we've spoken about has been on marketing. But
yeah,
tell us a little bit about your marketing background, whether it's been events, the shows as a speaker, and really where your sort of mindset is with marketing.
sure. Well, here's what the interesting is: the entertainment industry markets different than any other industry on the planet. I mean, how is it that they can boast a literal million/billion-dollar weekend, and yet there is this acronym that we fail so spectacularly that we have a category all to our own. We do it so well, called starving artist. Well, the difference is the performer mindset and the producer mindset. So it's where you make the money is not being the performer, unless you're already producing significant results like a famous star or something like that. But most of the industry is starving their cans off, And so like the way we connect with our audiences online and off, the way we reach out and market, the way we promote, the way we market our business. For instance, one of our charismatic principles is human connection, the magic of human connection. Reach out to somebody, listen, and send them a super simple, what we call V-mail or video mail. When was the last time you bought a house? You spent hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars on your home. You bought a car, tens of thousands to maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars for a car. When was the last time they sent you a super simple little video, 30 seconds, that said, "Hey, Shark, we absolutely adore doing business with you. Thank you so much. We hope you turn this super simple little house into the home of your dreams." And they're standing there literally out in front of your house on your sidewalk with your home in the background. Of course, they're going to send you potentially a gift bag if they do that, which most don't. But V-mail, how long does it take to record an 18-second video message? Oh, I don't know, 18 seconds, right? So send V-mail. And that's just a caring thing to do. That's just charismatic.
Well, they did send an email or a direct mail piece offering to get me to renegotiate my mortgage rate or buy yet another home. This is what they do all the time,
That's
but
right.
never just to say thank you. So tell us a little bit about the keys to VIP, the charismatic success.
Absolutely. We base our entire business on this super simple 3-step VIP process for literally, not figuratively, but literally getting anything you want on command and demand. And VIP, of course, is an acronym, and that is this: first, foremost, upfront, always in advance, add value. And that value has to do something. It has to generate impact or results for the people you serve. If the value in the VIP, if the value doesn't deliver a result, is it really valuable? I'm suggesting maybe not. So the value that generates impact, then and only then do you share in the profits. If all you learn from our conversation today, all you get out of our time together is that first, foremost, always and forever, add value upfront and in advance. Most businesses don't do that. Most businesses start with the P, I'll PIV. You pay me, then I'll create some impact and value for you. But I'm suggesting that if you help people get stuff upfront in advance, are they more or less likely to want to work with you or help you back? Are they more or less likely willing to hear your conversation without any sales slime? Are they, if I help you get what you want, are you willing to potentially help me back by joining a program, buying a book, hiring me to speak, preach, teach, nag? It just takes away all the obstacles to human interaction. I help you. And the best way, by the way, to prove you can help somebody, and I'll close with this, is Oh, I don't know. Help somebody.
So here's my question though, and I agree with everything you just said,
Mhm.
but this for a lot of people is a change in mindset. I mean,
It
it's
is.
generally it's a service over self mentality anyway.
Correct.
But how do you prove that this works compared to somebody else, for example, that doesn't? It's sad when you have to prove what is a basic common decency, like a thank you for spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a home, but
Right.
very few people do it. And then somebody on a financial side is going to say, I got to look at this and whether or not we're going to spend money on that part of the customer experience. No, it costs too much. Let's let it go because we don't need it and it doesn't produce more of whatever.
Yep. Yep. I will tell you 100% of my family members have come to me as a direct result of me helping them in some way, shape, form, upfront and in advance. So I didn't have to sell them. I didn't have to send them to a sales funnel or a funky, a funky funnel, ugly opt-in, abusive offer, any of that crap. All I did was, hey, what are you working on? How can I help? And then that's how I was able to generate more business as a performer, where everybody else was, again, barely surviving. I was wildly thriving because I simply wasn't looking for a gig. I wasn't looking for a job. I wasn't looking for a payday. I wasn't looking for a paycheck. I was looking to help. So I'd go to schools, groups, and organizations saying, listen, what if there was a way I could help you generate, I don't know, some funds and awareness for your group, cause, or organization? Would you at least be interested in having a conversation? And the answer is always yes. So I do events where I create value for them. And not only them did they not have to pay me, I actually paid them to work with me. So how do my members, or how do members come together? Is that I help them. I demonstrate. The proof is in the pudding, as Bill Cosby would say. The proof is in the pudding.
It's like saying Voldemort. Bill Cosby. So tell us about your killer strategy, never having to say you're sorry, no, never having to hear a no in your business ever again.
Yeah, it is that exact same VIP, and it's an irresistible offer. Once again, if I went to a group organization, corporate, nonprofit, charitable cause group, faith-based foundation, educational initiative, it doesn't matter, whatever kind of small business leader, and I said to you, for instance, how about if we generate some free and easy, no risk money for your group or organization? Are they going to say yes or no? And they're always, after 50 years, I've never had a single no. Now, I'm expecting that it'll happen. But that being said, is make your invitation, your offer, so irresistible that it is financially, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, intellectually irresponsible for them to say anything but yes. And that's all. You add value up front in advance. You demonstrate you can help them. So why would they say no? Now, I've heard not now, or I think the no really is spelled wrong, is they simply don't know enough to say yes. And that's just a lack of marketing prowess. That's just a lack of serving people and helping them to understand.
Yeah, you just stole one of my lines. The no is spelled wrong. I love that. Why magic marketing?
Because first of all business is show business, all of it, 100%. And because if you don't engage people one way, shape, form, or another, you lose them. If you lose them, they don't learn or buy. And if they don't learn or buy, they don't change or transform. And if they don't change or transform, you've wasted their time and you've wasted your time. So I believe that engagement is the key to human connection and success. And one of the best ways you can engage people is by, serving them. So you help them get what they want. Again, I sound like a broken record, but that's sort of the care is magic principle, is that you simply outcare. Nobody will outcare me. Nobody will outserve, outdeliver, whatever it takes. Now, that may or may not be true, but that's my perspective. So when you come to me, I'm going to help you regardless. I'm going to help you whatever it takes. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. It was an answer in there somewhere. That was a perfect answer. So one of the things you also do though is you help encourage people and see how they can create their own events.
Yep.
To be profitable as well. And you touched on that a little bit with sponsors, but if I'm Joe or Sally Schmo living in St. Louis or Bismarck or wherever the world they're living in,
Right.
how do they basically take that idea and go create their own events that are profitable and also provide value to the person who's actually watching this online event?
Sure. It is the magic of profit producing partnerships, or human connection, or charismatic, again, as I keep saying. But the idea is that we simply partner with people who have a need or desire. Listen, if I wanted to pack out an event tomorrow or the next day, have absolute unconditional calendar control, work when I want, wherever I want, as often or as little as I want, I just go partner with a charitable cause group in this example, or a business association, or some company, or whatever. I just happen to love serving the charitable cause space. But I go partner with them. They know people I don't know. So if I were to reach out to them and saying, hey, listen, I'm doing an event, and I'm going to be helping the Boys and Girls Club and the food bank and this group and this organization, I'd love, absolutely adore to include you. Oh, and by the way, we'll do a super simple revenue share on the results. And so my question to you, I guess, then is, if I were to cut you a check, would you cash it? And the answer, once again, is always yes. So I do an event, and they invite Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, I've got a barn, let's do a show. And this happens to be, one half-day, full-day, multi-day immersion training events on business perspective and marketing. But we invite them. They know tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. If a small percentage, 1 to 10% of those people decide, yeah, I'll go to that thing for $100, and you get 100 people on a digital event or a physical event, that's $10,000. And let's just say, for the sake of conversation, you did a super simple 50-50 revenue share. They didn't have to rent a room. They didn't have to go hunt down rubber chickens. They didn't have to, stir up a big pot of spaghetti or sign on auction items waiting for people to show up at $300 to say thank you to their donors. But what they get is a $5,000 revenue share for doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think they'd be pretty excited about doing that?
Sure.
Easy peasy. So you can have packed and profitable events by simply partnering with people.
Great timely reference, by the way, dropping in Mickey Rooney and
Judy Garland. Yeah.
Judy Garland. I mean, sadly, most people are like Googling who the hell they were. So if you could help someone start to think more about care and service, who's not applying that, what would you tell them to do to be able to go look in the mirror and help start this? Because I think this is one of these terms that it's not like you can just take a prescription and fix it. It's hard for people to conceptualize because it's not part of their norm in any way. And monkeys like you and me who think in that service nature, it's old hat, but a lot of people don't know where to start.
Yeah, I agree.
Without sounding preachy.
No, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. It is totally, I think it's a lifestyle choice. It's not what you do, it's who you are. We talked about before that since when did be nice, do good become a marketing strategy?
Amen.
And this is sort of, again, based on the VIP, add value, generates impact, and share then in the profits, emotional, spiritual, relational, intellectual, and financial. That said, one of two things happen. I'm going to put cookies on the shelf exactly where we can reach them, okay? One of two things happens in every human interaction. One of two things only, and that is this. Either you make more of a deposit or you make more of a withdrawal. And as a VIP professional or as a human being on the planet, whether it's at home with your spouse or whether it's with your kids or the person in the cubicle next to you or from a platform, your job is simply, sounds super simple, and it is, your job is simply to make more deposits than withdrawals. That's online, offline, in your print materials, on your business card. does your business card make deposits? In other words, or is it just all about me, 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 me? Like, we give away cool free stuff on our business card, right? So there's some value add. We're making deposits. So whether, again, it doesn't matter, make more deposits, because what happens if you make more withdrawals than deposits? Well, using the banking metaphor, it's like there's early penalties for withdrawal. There's there's fees and levies and penalties, and ultimately we go bankrupt. And that's what happens in human connection nowadays, is that people are becoming more bankrupt because people are making more withdrawals than deposits. So practical, boots on the ground. How can we make some super simple VIP deposits? Well, how about simply encouraging somebody? How about like sending them something based on what you see in their social media feed? Hey, I noticed you were talking about this. I found this video, or I found this link, or this download, or this report, or this book, or this gift, or this resource, and just send it to them unsolicited. How about if you just help them, I don't know, get something that they want, need, desire? It's not rocket science. You just make more deposits, be more selfless than selfish, but help people.
Well, and it's sadly, that's changed the way I talk on LinkedIn. 99% of the time I start every conversation to somebody I don't know is, I'm not selling anything, just wanted to connect. And then I tell them, if we connect on a topic months later, I'm not trying to sell anything. I just wanted to connect and share this with you, but that didn't, come with a price tag included. So
exactly.
Dean, not a lot of these in the Sierra Mountains, but I know you've listened to a few shows. I ask this of all my guests. What is your favorite kind of shark and why?
I love this question. First of all, obviously the speaking shark. That is
hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. I would say second to that would be the
Dean.
big mouth mega shark, for the same reason.
Yeah.
But
I people have confused me with that one as well. The big mouth mega shark.
I think the one that wins for the coolest name is got to be the goblin shark. Like, how cool is that? That's just like, and they're kind of cool looking goblin. Yeah, they look like goblins. But of course, I'm going to use the answer that almost I hear everybody else use. I love the hammerhead shark because they get that peripheral. They see what's going on around them. They're aware. They're cool looking, and like myself, they're professional weirdos in the industry or in the market or in the family of sharks.
I'm 2 weeks and 4 weeks away from 2 dives where I better see them again, the great hammerheads, soon, because they are fascinating to watch.
Right.
Skittish fish, but they're still fascinating. All right. Well, Dean, it is that special time of the show. Are you ready for the 5 most interesting and important questions that you're going to be asked today?
I am so ready.
Oh my gosh, we've set the bar too high. All right. Dean Hankey is his name, but we're going to talk about handkerchiefs. Cotton or silk?
Cotton. Practically just cotton.
For use as opposed to for looks. Correct. All right. Yeah. Number 2, as a Vegas performer of magic, you're going to see David Copperfield or David Blaine?
Hands down for me, David Copperfield.
Amen.
Yeah.
Still my favorite magician of all time that I've seen multiple times in person. He's shows are amazing.
He's the top of the magic pile.
And I think it's magical how he keeps his hair looking so shoe polish black at the age he is now. So it's an amazing magical trick that he's got. All right. Number 3, friends are in town. They're visiting Reno, the biggest little city in the world. They want to get some casino action. You're taking them out to eat. You're eating at the buffet at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino, or the buffet at the Atlantis Casino Resort and Spa.
I'm going to say the Atlantis Casino Resort and Spa.
Those 2 had the highest reviews.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd say the Atlantis. And it's also a little bit out of the downtown. It's sort of like away from the downtown postage stamp size strip area. But, so.
All right. If I applied the Dean Hankey success, magical care formula, which one could it help more? Telecom, the whole phone industry, or the satellite and cable industry?
That'd be D, all of the above, Alex. That said, I'm going to say the
It's kind of
television
like putting
satellite,
AT&T versus Comcast. They
right?
both do some similar things, but they
Right? Yeah, a Comcast, if that's the case, then yeah. Um, yeah, and especially
there's not a
because
right or wrong answer in that one.
no, it's an all wrong answer, sadly. That everybody needs more genuine, authentic, and I hate that word, but human connection, and to amp up their charismatic perspective. I mean, caring changes everything,
Amen.
everything. And I know you know that.
All right. And then number 5, and the most important question that you're going to be asked today is biscuits or cornbread?
And the answer is cornbread, Alex. Cornbread. And because it's a dessert, it's a course, it's every aspect of the meal chain, I think.
I just had some amazing sweet cornbread with barbecue ribs 2 days ago, and life-changing cornbread.
Have you tried it with saw it in half, butter it, and then put powdered sugar on it and stick it under the broiler for a few seconds? Holy moly.
Good grief. All right. So, Dean, where can people find out more about you, learn about the magical tips and techniques that you offer, what you're doing, and keep up with your thought leadership and more?
Sure. I love giving gifts. That's one of my main genius. That's the way I can create value and deposits for people. So if you go to deanhankey.com/shark, and that's Dean, DEAN, Hankey, like handkerchief, HANKEY.com/shark. I've curated some killer tools and resources and gifts. No ugly opt-in, funky funnels, slimy sales page. No salesman will call.
Awesome. Dean, thank you so very much for being with us today on A Shark's Perspective. So there was my conversation with Dean Hankey, a veteran show business expert and entrepreneur, a performer, presenter, marketing magician, and a SpeakTacular EnterTrainer and ImpleMentor with over 50 years of experience and over 30,000 presentations. Let's look at 3 key takeaways from my conversation with him. First, I absolutely love what he talks about in the post-sales experience with video mail, with vmail. He uses the example of buying a home or a car and then asks, what could we do after to show that we can do even a little bit more to show that we care? I mean, we're talking about tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most businesses sell you and sign you up. Maybe they add you to their CRM and automate you with some emails. They may move you off to someone else inside their organization, a success manager, for example. Some touch base on the yearly anniversary where it's nearly time for renewal, or maybe they do something else that fits a process. But ask yourself if they do anything extraordinary to show you they really care. I still want my product or service to work perfectly. I want the knowledge and the experts on the other end if I need them. That's a priority. But I can tell you, as someone who has had a big purse and spend, rarely did I see the seller do something extra that showed that they cared. You should. You know why? Because care is magic, and it can help lead to an amazing customer experience. Second, Dean talks about his version of VIP. Add V for value and make sure that that value generates impact. If the value doesn't deliver results, then is it valuable? A lot of people believe they are providing value, but it's not always done well. Providing value up front and in advance, and then you can share in the P, profits. Value and then share in the profits. Great way to think about serving others. Third, challenge yourself this week to serve. As our guest said, and you can take this challenge, nobody will outcare me. Nobody will outserve, outdeliver, out whatever it takes to be the best at serving others. And that is a great challenge. Got a question? Send me an email to kenneth@asharksperspective.com. Thank you again for the privilege of your time, and I'm so thankful to everyone who listens. Be more selfless than selfish and help people. And join us on the next episode of A Shark's Perspective.